Hello guys, I'm Tatsumiya, and 1.9.1, as shown from my last video, is the sickest update I've seen yet to RFTI. However, I still have some minor pet peeves about the game, so today I decided to rank the newest things, the maps. As you know, there are now 7 maps, which means 3 new maps have to be marked from my last tier list video on maps. So without further ado, let's get into it. So before we fully get into it, I'm going to be telling you how this video is changing from the last map tier list we did. Of course, you'll still see my personal opinion, and I'll be expressing it via the, screen, but you'll also get to see the community's overall opinion, or the people that I asked, and you'll be able to see their overall opinion on that ranking on the right side of the screen. Now let's get into it. So, in my opinion, the worst map in the entire game is Pitfalls. It does have a lot of good detail to it, but it's just so clustered and put together in such a weird format that it doesn't necessarily fit the playstyle of RFTI, which is heavy on combos and trying to get around your opponents so you can actually fight them. Pitfalls is just so boxed in that you can't do anything about it, which is why I'm going to be putting it here in number 7. So in my number 6, I'm going to be putting Stronghold. It's pretty open and has a lot of tight platforming, but that's really just it. If you're down in the bottom, the bottom middle of the map, you're just kind of just in an explosion frenzy. If you're on the towers, you're being jumped by other players trying to get to the towers, or just other people from other towers. And don't go to the middle, it is just utter chaos. Well, with that being said, it is still a pretty decent looking map, and it's still a good map to play on and have fun with. But it's just kind of lackluster in my overall opinion. This is why it's going to be here at number 6. So for number 5, I'm picking Recoil. It was fun. It was what I chose as the number 1 map, in fact, when we first did this tier list. But over the months in the course of this game's development, Recoil has been getting pretty buggy, and also I've just lost an interest for Recoil's style. I mean, it's pretty, I don't even know how you can possibly describe Recoil. It's kind of just a bunch of mounds and flat surface. There's not a whole lot to go off of for Recoil. Plus the bounce pads are always not working for whatever the reason. And it's just overall made Recoil not so much of a fun map to be playing on, which is why it's going to be here at number 5. So my number 4 decision for this, right smack in the middle of my tier list, is going to be Crossroads. It's kind of bare bones, and it's a pretty good map in other Roblox games, but here it was executed up to par, but it's just there's nothing there. There's the 4 corners, and then it's just empty. It's especially empty on the trampoline corner with the whatever the blue tower is in the starting of the ramps. It's just, there's nothing there. How am I supposed to have fun on something that isn't there? So before we get into the top 3, I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on the 3 new maps, or newest maps: Winter Workshop, Pit Stop, and Crossroads. I'd love to hear them down in the comments. Now let's get back into the video. So coming in as my number 3 is going to be Winter Workshop. I love this map for whatever the reason. I used to hate it because it was a map where you can get blasted off from either end, but as I've begun to play this a lot more, I've started to really appreciate it, which is why it's going to be sitting here in the 3rd spot. But there are other maps more suited for RFTI than Winter Workshop, and that's why I like them over Winter Workshop. So let's get to number 2. So my number 2 for my favorite maps in RFTI, number 2 is going to be Prototyped. It fits RFTI perfectly, and it demonstrates at its core what RFTI is. It has all the type platforming, as the bounce pads, it has the area that you can work with, and it just works. I can't describe it any better than it just works as a map. But I do have a map that I prefer over Prototyped, so we should probably get to it. So here we are, the number 1, my favorite RFTI map. And this is going to come to a shocker to a lot of you, because most of the community wanted this map to be in the bottom 3. And my number 1 favorite map in RFTI is Pit Stop. It is small but competitive. I love the competitive scene in RFTI, which is why I love Pit Stop. It's small, it functions, and it's just like prototyped, but not prototyped, which is hilarious. And also, I don't even know how to explain it. It just feels right. There's a big open area, there's 2 upper areas. Going inside the store actually kills you. There's cheeseburgers in a vent or something. I don't even know what it is. I said it was a vent when I was talking about the leak on the video. The sussy imposter with hamburger in vent. Ha ha ha. Okay. But in all seriousness, I love this map. It just feels right to play on this map in a competitive scene. And after playing it, I actually do like it for free-for-all and players versus bots, although I'm not a big fan of players versus bots because I don't get to kill people. Yeah. But I love this map. I can't explain it any better than I just love the map. So what's y'all's opinion on my tier list? How would you rank it? Let me know in the comments below, as I am always checking them out. Anyways, this is going to be the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to see you in the next video or YouTube short, which will probably be a YouTube short, which will probably be soon. Alright, see ya.